Your boy's done goofed. Your boy has done goofed monumentally. And welcome back to another episode of Outcasts to Icons with me, a man very much looking forward to a lovely celebratory jet ski excursion at the end of the season, should things go well. As always, if you're enjoying the save, drop a like, that would be magnificent. Honestly, it does help out a lot. So, obviously, it's only been 2 weeks. We had a two-week gap between the last game and today's first match against Zaragoza. So I've been doing a little bit of looking around the squad, sort of looking at what we want to be doing with a few things. Because a lot of what we did worked in the last game. I thought we were very, very solid across the board. Team were clearly good at the back before we got here as well. The goal scoring was clearly a bit of an issue, but already in that first game we looked much better, and it's interesting, we were creating chances in a slightly different way, but more on that in a second. The only real downside to that performance really was Nathan Arke's performance along with Mihailo Ristic, interestingly. So Arke had pretty much played exclusively as a left back from what I could tell for the club this season until I came in. Well, actually, he's kind of shared the role, but you could see that as a centre-back, he was much poorer than he was as a left-back. So that leaves me to believe that I made the wrong decision by putting him in at centre-back. One, it limits us defensively because a lot of our defensive stuff relies on those big headers into midfield. Secondly, it limits our options from set pieces as well, because often that's where our centre-backs go, though I could change that really, but it does give us less options still. And two, he was playing worse there. Also, Mihailo Ristic didn't have a great game at left-back. Now, I've compared the two of them, and it's a really simple case of Mihailo Ristic has better crossing and dribbling. Only one better dribbling, but 14 crossing definitely does help. Like we saw with Laszlo Dutch compared to Mikhailov. Arke is definitely a better defensive fullback, though, by a comfortable margin. And I feel like with the team we are right now, that might actually be what we need more. Now, he is under a bid, or two bids, in fact, from a couple of Chinese clubs for some quite decent money, to be honest. But I don't know if that's the sort of deals I want to be making right now, particularly given that I wouldn't know who to bring in because we haven't had a chance to do much scouting just yet. We're just sort of getting the wheels turning on that stuff right now. Because today, we go away to Zaragoza. Now, I mean, it's a local derby, or not even a local, it's a derby, and we want to win this, particularly as it could see us drag them back into things a little bit and give ourselves a bit more of a chance, particularly as we haven't had any home games yet, and we still won't do for a little while. But this is a really important period for the club as far as getting ourselves nice and safe. We've got a lot of games against teams around us, or certainly winnable games, and I want to make sure that we've got that gap before, presumably, a much tougher run of fixtures come, and we start to play the Atleticos, the Reals, the Barças, all those teams. Barça, maybe less of an option this year. Good goal difference. Poor everything else, apparently. So that's my big change. Now, there's also Frank Rocha. What on earth has happened here? Excuse me? Your boy's done goofed. Your boy has done goofed monumentally. So what's essentially happened here is I'm so used to the reserve game being on the next day to the first team game that I set players available for it thinking that it was on the next day when in fact it was the same day prior. Oh, that is a ball of a... Ooh, okay, that could be costly. I might just extend this out, but I don't know what the rules are as regarding to... Let's just have a little look-see, shall we? Well, that was dumb. That was really dumb. So Frank Rocha's going to come in. I don't know who this even is. He is... he's pretty good. For the most part, he's actually not bad. Why didn't I see him before? No heading ability, but he is at least going to win the header. He just isn't going to direct it very well. So we'll just have to wade ourselves through this one. Oh my God. So the bench is going to be somewhat shorter today. Although we've got some options for the youngsters here. I just don't know whether they're any good or not, unfortunately. And then hope. And then hope. That might be my biggest goof for a while, I have to say. Keen to avenge them. Good stuff. It's the derby as well, which helps. But yeah, the point I was making about the way we're creating chances is that I noticed that we were creating a lot more chances specifically for the striker with this style of play. And I'm certainly not against that, particularly as Josh O'Connor has already proven he can finish. It's just interesting that we may have to then change some of our other stuff to sort of fit that a bit better. It's raining again. The rain in Spain do be really falling mainly on the plane, it would seem right now. Gonzalez now. So plan for this game is, I mean, if we don't lose, that's another good result for us at this point, but it would be lovely to win in the derby. The only real difference, really, between the last two games is that our bench is somewhat more light. You could say we're a bit lighter on the bench, but that's just something we're going to have to deal with for this one game, sort things out. I'm going to try and register Lionel Messi as well, because the registration window is on the 4th, so hopefully that means for the next game. Oh, God. Coutinho, good stuff. Oh, that's a great ball. Carbonelli, and it's 1-0 to Zaragoza. First chance of the game, really. Luis Carbonell. at the back post. Apologies, I had the hiccups. Oh, it's annoying, isn't it? I thought we cleared the danger there, but in the rain here, we have ballsed it up somewhat here. Like, I thought the chance had gone here when they make a good block, but the ball rolls back. It's a great run. Nobody tracks it, and Carbonell at the back post. Keeper can't do anything about that, and it is 1-0 to Zaragoza. Not ideal in the derby. That's all we really can do here, isn't it? Oh, that's a very, very poor pass. Okay, we're about to get tested a little bit more. Corticar. Oh, my goodness me. I mean, that is just a sensational finish. They've scored 2 in a minute. It's 2-0 to Zaragoza now, and it's a dreadful pass. But there's so much more work that has to be done here. Like, he's in a relatively comfortable position here. Just cuts to the side, and that is just a sensational... I mean, no goalkeeper keeps that out. Bloody hell, what a hit. Such a defensively solid team who've just kind of, well, let one mistake in, and one just bit of... Oh, go on, O'Connor. Oh, he goes for one of his own there, but it's well saved by the keeper. Okay, better. Good tackle again. This is better. Showing a bit more intensity now. Guillermo. Loads of bodies ahead of him. Plenty of passing options. We just need to find the right one. Oh, he's found O'Connor. Good stuff. He's getting into such great positions. He's just doing everything. Escasibar. O'Connor again. Escasibar. O'Connor. Andre. Oh, that was a beautiful piece of play. De Vega misses it, but still, that was great work. Guillermo. Oh, goes for the long ball. Gonzalez on his left foot. Can he get the shot away? Oh, my goodness me. Skins the defender, gets the shot. Well done, goalkeeper. But it's literally been all Osasuna for the last, 10 minutes of this match. Ever since conceding those goals, we've been on top of them massively. Escasibar again on the ball. But this is stuff we can control. Peña with the long ball. Andre with the flick down. And O'Connor's on again. He's got men around the side. De Vega goes for goal. Poor effort. I mean, it's a good strike, but... I mean, at half-time, I'm sat here thinking... How is this 2-0? I mean, at the end of the day, they've scored 2 good goals. In the same game minute, they scored twice. It's just the 1-2 punch, and we've just been unable to recover. But we're still playing okay, amazingly. We are going to push that tempo a bit more in the second half, try to really work our way through them. Like, even if we are to lose this game, and we still look pretty solid, I won't take that as a negative. I mean, obviously, the losing is negative, but I certainly won't be disheartened about the performances of the lads. They've still been okay going forward. It's just been a couple of brilliant goals that have caught us out, really. Quite low-quality chances, you might say, but still. Well played. Lovely one-touch stuff again. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that's gorgeous. Is there a goal on the end of it? There really should have been. And again, De Vega getting into superb positions. I think there's a block on that. I think... Oh, did the keeper touch that? Once again, the little stuff on the edge of the area, that's very reminiscent of the Ermis style of play. When we used to do a lot of that with Ermis, and we sort of shied away from that slightly more with Szeged, for whatever reason. I think it's just the players and whatnot, but still. Some really nice little bits of football, putting players into good positions that just haven't been able to be taken today. And I think De Vega's got reasonable finishing, I'd say, so we're going to have to have a look at that. Maybe Goatee's a player that could maybe drop a bit deeper. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. Wow, and it ain't going your way, it ain't going your way. Bloody great play, but bugger me. That's just the kind of finishing that they've had that we haven't. It's a great little ball through. Great, I don't know, it's well played Kamara for sorting his feet out there. Bloody hell. It's crazy coming away from this thinking, it didn't play all that badly. But it's the truth. We've been okay. Just the defensive stuff has cost us here. Oh my God. I'll tell you what. I credited Peña a lot in the last game, but he has been very bad today. They have done very well. They've taken every single chance presented to them, as Real Madrid are losing to Athletic Club, which is even worse news for us, with Huesca winning as well. Wow, that's a complete turnaround from the last game. Every single shot on target went in. Yeah, pretty even game, really. Just weren't good enough in a lot of key areas in that one, to be honest. I'm hoping that, with a full-strength team and actually having a bench, we might be able to do a bit better than that, but that's still... frustrating, but they do happen, I suppose. We've just got to accept that sometimes these games will happen. So, some games off camera, back in a sec for, I think, Villarreal. Nice and easy, eh? Right then, guys, we're back, and yeah, I'm in different clothes. Let me explain. So essentially, I was playing the off-camera games yesterday, obviously, for this part of the video, and I started getting one of those, I think they're called silent migraines. I get them very rarely, but when they do come on, they're not even a pain. They don't hurt. They're just extremely bad for the vision. So you get the kind of kaleidoscope effects, and you can't really see straight. So that was good. So I recorded as normal, or I tried to anyway, and then I got to the point of us actually playing the match that we were about to play, and then realised I wasn't actually recording the game footage at all. So at that point, I decided, with only facecam footage, probably best to just nope out at that point before I did any further damage. So we were at home against Almeria. Massive game. Most important one so far. Terrible defending there, and Escobar was allowed through for 1-0 to Almeria, but we were able to get back on level terms on 24 minutes. A really nice piece of play. Flicked down by Guillermo, flicked through by Andre, and eventually on the end of it was Gonzalez for 1-1. And I'd taken a point just to keep us buzzing over, but we had bigger plans than that. And in the 61st minute, some really nice little build-up, very reminiscent of the sort of stuff we like to do. Guillermo's ball through, De Vega on the end of it, 2-1 Osasuna. Terrific result. Could have been a lot closer, I feel like. The XG definitely suggests that they could have been much closer in this match. They had some chances late on that they didn't take. Sadly, we were not so fortunate in the cup against Real Betis. A simple goal in extra time was enough to see them through. Still, pretty close performance. Could have been a bit better. Apparently, we were the favourites for this game. Don't know why. Next up, though, we went away to 9th place Cadiz, flying high this season, and kind of got what I expected in the early stages here. Altares with the ball through, Pozzo at the back post, 1-0 Cadiz after just 9 minutes. Concerning start from us and just bad defensive stuff. But then, on the 25th minute, we finally started to show a little bit of spark, and the link started to build up and the connection started happening. Great ball in, Gonzalez on the end of it for 1-1. Pleasing times for the lads this time. But then, we finally broke out the set-piece machine. De Vega with the ball through, Warnshak with a lovely finish to make it 2-1 before half-time. And then on the stroke of half-time, Andre from the penalty spot, 3-1. And out of nowhere, we'd rocket ourselves into a 3-1 lead. And then everything just started to click. RK with a nice little ball here. Gonzalez round the side. Oh, weird glitch there. And Andre gets on the end of it to make it 4-1. Incredible performance from the lads. But we weren't done yet. We had one more piece of magic. Goatee with the ball through. Warnshak with another one. 5-1 Osasuna. Absolutely nuts. Just completely brilliant. Great performance from the lads on the night. I don't think 5-1 is a fair reflection of the game, but nevertheless, we were spectacular in this game. And this is the kind of performance I want to see out of us. Well, that was up until a relatively home winnable game against Huesca. Idaho gets the ball on the edge here, sort of just runs through people, and eventually through a crowd of bodies, the ball ends up in the back of the net for Huesca, who are on a mad one at the moment. And then, unfortunately, 72 minutes into the game, it was just a little bit too straightforward. Ball over the top, Mendes is through, keeper fails to deal with it again, and it was 2-0 to Huesca. Poor result this time. But we did at least have a bit of a glimmer this time. Little ball down the side for Asasibar here. Great ball to the edge of the box for Arietta, and from that point onwards, just drops it off. Guillermo, bottom corner, 2-1, not enough. We were unable to conjure much more beyond that. Again, it reminds me a bit of the Zaragoza game. They managed to score 2 goals off of a very few chances in this game. Really quite disappointing, but it is what it is. So all of that leaves us 14th in the league. We're 4 points above the drop zone, which is not the end of the world right now. The Huesca game is the one that's sticking in my craw. We were quite good. Not spectacular, but we can certainly feel a bit hard done by. But at the end of the day, it's all going to hopefully even itself out. They have been on a terrific run as of late. I'm not sure where their form sits, but you saw where they were at literally the start of the video. They're outside the relegation zone now and in terrific form. Level on points with us now as a result of that victory. And the thing is, that victory for us could have easily, well, not could have easily, it would have put us on 26 points, which would have given us a 7-point gap. More important than that, though, is the fact that we need that gap going into our next run of fixtures, where we play a lot of good sides. The next 2 are Villarreal and Sevilla at home, both sides in the top 4. It's not looking good. In addition to that, I found a goalkeeper called Steve Wonder. He's Brazilian. His name is Steve Wonder Araújo. But when I saw a goalkeeper called Steve Wonder, unfortunately, our scouts were unable to figure out what his vision was, interestingly. But yeah, I was genuinely trying to pick him up potentially, because goalkeeping is an area we do kind of struggle in, but I didn't know enough about him. And then Shakhtar came swooping in. And then in probably the worst news of the bunch, Nathan Ake injured himself. And you're not going to believe this. He's got a hip injury. He actually got the jet ski injury. It's like, we managed to avoid any of this kind of nonsense when we were in Hungary. I guess we were further away from the sea at the time. But the moment we come back to anywhere that's got like sea within, a few hundred miles, or I actually can't remember where Pamplona is compared to the sea, but regardless, they got on the jet skis, and Nathan Ake is now out for 2 to 3 months, which is just spectacular. So, Villarreal today, and what are we really expecting from this game at the end of the day? I think it's going to be a case of we have to hope that our defence is going to hold up, because I just don't know if we're going to be able to score against them. Like, I tried Cagliari up front against Huesca in the last game, and that was a bad decision on my part, I agree. But O'Connor hasn't really shown a lot of those same runs that he was making in the first game and a half. We'll just jump straight in with the team selection and kind of just go from there. I obviously don't want to, my assistant is continually trying to shoehorn Goatee into this team, and that's just not what I really want to do right now, to be honest. So we'll bring in, I don't know why he doesn't like De Vega compared to Goatee. It's strange. I think he prefers Goatee up there. And I can understand Anderson bombing forward, but I just really like him in this role right now. Rocha at left back. Now, someone actually did mention Rocha at left back as an option, so maybe we give him a try today, since my assistant seems to like him too. As for Lionel Messi, I'll be honest, he did not convince me. In fact, his 6.1 in the Betis game very much did not do him any favours. And I think the issue is quite simply that he lacks the agility to make an impact. He has the agility of a cruise liner, quite frankly, and it is causing a bit of a problem. We'll still have him on the bench though, because he's in the squad now. We can't really not register. We can't really not have him in the team now, can we? At least we can avenge them, I suppose, which is great. Come on, right. The plan is simple. All we have to do is defend. If we can defend and maybe grind out a 0-0, I would take it at this point, to be honest, friends. Although they have won 5 in a row, minimum. And hey, Danny Ings is registered. They've registered Danny Ings. Daniel William John Ings has been registered, friends. That's kind of terrifying. Although, I mean, it depends. How old is Danny Ings in this universe now? Well, what, 8 seasons in? He must be like mid-30s by now. Please don't concede straight off the kickoff if it's all the same. Ball in. Good knockdown, and it's a free kick to... Really? Free kick to Villarreal inside a minute. Oh, okay. Oh, Christ. Come on. Don't go down it so early. Oh, Halifa Machangama makes it 1-0 to Villarreal inside a minute. So remember that point about defending well, lads? Well, Schuster's decided to not bother with that and give them a goal from a free kick of all things inside of it. It's a great free kick. What I'd say, though, goalkeeper, maybe stand more towards that side. That's where the wall has got the other side, mate. You're fine. It's not the best for us, not the best start, but let's just see what we can do. Gonzalez now driving down this left-hand side. He's got that, I love his height advantage. He looks so big compared to everybody around him. Rocha. Gonzalez can cut inside, goes for goal, blocked, and it's put back away. But that's better from us. But showing a little bit so far, I suppose. Getting into some good positions. Collie with the ball around the... Oh my God. It's a penalty as well. Are we about to give away a free kick and a penalty in the first 4 minutes of the game? Look at them chasing him. Keeper's on one. I didn't even see him leave his goal. Keeper must have sprinted out there. It's going to be a penalty to Villarreal inside 5 minutes. Oh my God. We could find ourselves 2 goals down inside 5 minutes, and it's in off the post, and it's 2-0 to Villarreal now. Lucas Paqueta with the finish, and well, Gonzalez with a bit of space to run into. I do wonder if O'Connor to the advanced forward role in a game like this might exactly be what we need, because he would be making different runs here. Like, that's O'Connor with the strike, and it's 1-1. Not 1-1, 2-1. Josh O'Connor gets us back in the game with his 10th goal of the season. That's, I think, is his first goal since the Mallorca game. But that was lovely work from Gonzalez. Just keeps on driving. Villarreal just sort of stand off. Connor just gets it and lethally rifles that into the bottom corner. We've had 9 minutes and we've already got 3 goals in this game. Come on, lads. We're back in it. O'Connor, can he slip it through? Guillermo's there. Guillermo's got a second touch. Can he finish? Guillermo! Yes! It's 2-2. Osasuna 2. Villarreal 2. Guillermo now with the goal. And I love that of all the parts of the stadium to go celebrate, he's like, I'm running straight to the Villarreal fans. 2-2. This is a humdinger of a game. Lovely ball from Josh O'Connor. The defender does horribly with this, but Guillermo, the composure to keep going here and find that near post finish. Out of nowhere, we've gone from 2-0 down in 5 minutes to 2-2. Look at, he's even doing the head rub thing. Amazing. Half time, and okay, yeah, they've definitely been the better side, but the penalty, I suppose, has really boosted that. 2-2, we take those. And straight to Andre. Just incredibly lazy defending from Villarreal, and, well, Gonzalez is in. It's a tight angle, he surely won't shoot from that angle, will he? He actually does. That was a good backheel clearance from Baroni, but I don't appreciate that kind of showboating when it's 2-2. O'Connor, Aliata, De Vega's through! Good save by Ray, that was a chance. Guillermo's played well, but I think maybe is our time to get your first glimpse of Lionel Messi in the Lionel Fleshy here for the final 20 minutes against Villarreal. Watch him turn into an absolute baller here, like we know he can be. But I just feel like his lack of physical ability is going to cost us here as Charles' throw, and it's the moment I make the change. Noel Charles makes it 3-2 to Villarreal here, and that one might well cost us. Not that that's Messi's fault or anything, but just as I make the substitution to get Lionel Messi onto the pitch, I mean, I guess maybe whoever would have been on there before, Guillermo was knackered, unfortunately, might have perhaps pressed the fullback a bit or challenged him in some way. Just the defence has really let us down. Paqueta's through again, and it is now 4-2 to Villarreal. They're back in front. They've kind of shown a bit of quality in this second half where we've been unable to find any, and they restore their lead, but we kind of did have to keep going as it was. We showed a little bit there. But they're just that little bit better than us. But it's clear to see for me that the defence is definitely the weakest part of this team now, and it's something that has to be worked on. They just don't track Paqueta. There's 3 of them running back. It's a lovely finish from him, and that's 4-2 game set match. Messi goes for the long pass and actually does find it. Gonzalez is inside here. Gonzalez, Jose Gonzalez! And it's in the back of the net. Right, 4-3. Jose Gonzalez with the assist by Leo Messi. Well, I never thought I'd be saying that, but Lionel Messi grabs an assist for Osasuna. 7 minutes to go. Is there still a magical comeback on the cards? It's a really nice pick out. The defender's really at fault for this. I don't know how on earth he allows Gonzalez to bring that down. And the goalkeeper as well should be ashamed of himself. What a game of football, I guess. Messi, round the side for O'Connor. Oh, Josh, what are you doing? That's a grip ball. O'Connor's in. Oh my God, he's in. Oh no! Imagine blowing the whistle there, referee. Imagine blowing the whistle there. We were practically in their penalty area, and the referee's like, nope, I've got money on Villarreal. We're not having this, bruv. What a bloody roller coaster that was. One which we've come out on the wrong side of, but hey, we showed a bit. looking a bit better. Defensively, though, that's just our massive problems. We just can't defend properly at the moment. That is actually 2 defeats on the spin now, obviously with the Cutco result in there. So, yeah. Next episode does not get much easier for us as we have Sevilla, Real Madrid straight off the bat. Oh dear, 2 points above the drop zone. It's not going to get easier from here, friends. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I honestly really hope you have. Sorry, it's been a bit of a disjointed one. I hope you can appreciate it's always kind of difficult in these situations. Drop a like if you're new. No, drop a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Stream on Twitch, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, too. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more of this. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.